Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me, Elk, and welcome back to some more Doki Doki. So, we got all your favorite characters here. We got Monika, Yuri, Natsuki, and we got... So, yeah, nothing too crazy going on. We're just gonna go and load our one save. We left off right here. Wow, did this game turn immediately? Like, it turned so quick. Like, wow. Go watch the last episode, because my god, it's worth a watch. Now I did discover there is a nice little image that pops in the game's folders, and it's called Happy Thoughts, which shows a nice picture of what I assume to be the name that we cannot speak, I suppose. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I flashed on screen and everything, but yeah. Anyways, so thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. Let's freaking go. I timidly follow Monika across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Okay. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Man, I'm so not ready. I'm nervous. It's late. It's dark. The only thing that lights my room is my fans on my PC and the monitors. So if anything's gonna jump at me, then oof, it might get me. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Okay. We're starting already. Eh? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Elk. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. So I ran into Elk in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that. But I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Elk? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks through the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. Ugh! So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh, I'm sure. It's quite exciting. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Wow, for some reason, that sentence. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I remember reading that out loud, that exact, like, 2 text boxes right after each other. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. I can't help but, like, be prepared, you know? Because the game did do some screwy shit. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. At least after all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Jesus. Stumbling all over the place. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm more of a coffee person myself. Wow, deja vu. I think I said that in the first episode as well. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Elk, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Oh, we already know that. We already know that she likes manga. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger, like she did last time. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clear passion about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's always by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yes? Yeah, it definitely did that already. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. That is also a hint. I read a horror book once. Maybe this one? God. It's hard to act like nothing's wrong. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Surreal horror, huh? Okay. Funny that you say that, Yuri. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Eh? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You won't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that love of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. I don't think this text box appeared. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Nat and Yuri. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as it. Wait a minute, wasn't Sayuri the vice president of this? Yeah, she was, right? So Yuri's taking that responsibility now without her around. Okay. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Elk? Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that I've reached the most important topic, I've only come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I could join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with this dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, humph. The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Elk. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one before the festival, I'm defense against these 3 girls. Or these girls, excuse me. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls? Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Elk? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Elk, I'm so happy. You can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can give to you. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Wow. Don't know what's wrong with me today with reading. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Elk, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, wait, was this a thing? I don't remember. Wait! Uh-oh. This is where we would walk back with... Oh, God. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I have the chance to grow close to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Huh? I have? Yes? Can you hear me? Huh? I could hear that. Hello? Okay. Thank you. I can... Well... Okay. We can still not write a poem for Monica. And I feel like there's a blank space, but you know, who am I to say? Shall we just go with Natsuki then? I don't know. Yuri's fine, but like... Or should we have more attention towards Yuri? I don't know. Should we? Yeah, I feel like I should. I don't know. Wait. The words. Pain, skipping, comfort, aura, forgive, vivid, sugar, kawaii, prayer, melancholy. I wonder if the words all try to like be centered towards someone, like as in like if I pick a word that would belong to Sayuri, for example, would that same word have like a ranking system? Like the second person that will like that word is maybe Yuri or Natsuki? Is that how it works? After image, effulgent, defeat. Huh. I guess so then. Landscape. I'm just trying different things here. Hair. Okay, well, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying... Depression. I think depression was for Sayuri, but I guess now it's Yuri. Yeah, weird. Marriage. I'm just fear. Agonizing. I'm just in a weird mindset right now where I'm just trying things, but I guess what I said is true. Frightening. Climax. Silly. Yeah, that would be Natsuki. Makes sense. Unending. I mean, these two are so different from each other. It's really easy to tell what's Natsuki and what's Yuri at this point. Email, actually. What is that? Oh, okay. Loud. I guess you're loud. Clumsy. Natsuki's clumsy? Okay. Pout. Well, that's obvious. Milk! I'm letting myself get surprised, you know? Because I know suicide is... Yeah, okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Huh. Hi again, Elk. I guess we're getting right to class. This song is not supposed to play in the class, as far as I know. Right? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Elk. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Can the game not do that? Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. He already had to be dragged here by Monica. Is this song different? I feel like the note is higher. Is that a thing? I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. You're on the front of the thing. I mean, that's cool. Oh god. Yeah, it is. Oh. It is weird. Because it suddenly changed pitch. Like it's slower now. Anyways, big mouth for someone who keeps manga collection in the club room. Monica, you're in the front of the... Okay, thank you. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Oh yeah, that part. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plows back into her seat. I'm sorry, Elk. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Ah, no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. Seeing if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that it should help you get started. God, the pitch shift when it, like, loops is so awkward. Anyways, that it should help you get started on something you might like. Ah, okay, makes sense. Yuri reached into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked a book that I thought you might enjoy. Okay, yeah, this also happened. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Oh, no wonder she seemed so huge. Jeez. Like, she was so big. I was already thinking, like, was she always this big? But now, I guess the screen fixed itself. Okay. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face already blurred in the book. God, that pitch shift, I hate it. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. I mean, I'm trying to kind of speed it up because, you know, we already kind of went over this. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I will feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Okay, Yuri time? Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Yeah, I guess because I catered my words more towards Yuri, so now we're at a Yuri moment. That's cute. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. Huh. Yuri, did you always have that line in your art like that? Wait! Oh god, I noticed! I just noticed. Your eye is all whack. Okay. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. That eye is going. That eye is going, bro! I want to read some of it. Oh, there, okay. We're good now, I think. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you come... Wait, just curious how you've come have 2 copies of the same book. I cannot read while distracted by this. Her eye is, I think, going again, or is that an illusion? I don't know. Ah! Well then, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Ah, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging, elaborate story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, look at the cover of the book. Of the book? Well, I'm having voice crack for no reason. The book is tilted, is what I wanted to say. Yeah, the book is tilted. Ugh. Anyways, the book is titled Portrait of Markov. Markov? There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. Jeez, sounds like something Umbrella would do. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean, nothing the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ah, are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Elk? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy some kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so silent, reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Is that really what you say? Because the text is like... But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worse anyway, then so... Oh! I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well... I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... Huh? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's... Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Whoa, jeez. Okay. Yes. I mean, you don't have to. But... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. Let me just get the book. That was what I said. Okay. I couldn't retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I step into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something that I'm not used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just blah blah, okay. Oi! Can I read that? Oh, I can't even read that. Oh, you game. Okay. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? Or apologize. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Haha. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh wow. Yeah, we never saw this. I guess it's good that I made a poem for her then. We at least got to see this. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumbs and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? You know, that right there is really cute. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. You're no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches on her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. That expression. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I'm sure you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. You're feeling alright. Eh? Yours has been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yor puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Well, that was cute, I guess. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Elk? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Literally, I have no idea what's going on, but okay. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back to my bag. So... my guess is because this happened, our poem catered more towards Yuri, right? I'll let Monica read it first, and then I'll let Natsuki read it, because I know Natsuki won't like it. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Sounds good. Hi, Elk. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, you said that last time too. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better of just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Elk. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. And Monica, my poem. Great job, Elk. I was going oh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Yeah, you said that last time I made a poem for Yuri. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always comes when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Probably that full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction. So don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all start sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Fair enough. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Okay, a hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frankly glanced at my surroundings, but my burnt eyes can no longer see color. Are there artists in this room? Are they talking? Are they simply poems? On the flat sheets of paper that sound of frantic scratching. Wait, what? The sound of frantic scratching playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crickle, close in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there, swallowing my fear. I brandish my pen. She wrote that before. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, is what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Did I say epiphany or epiphany? I meant epiphany. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yeah, thanks Monica. Oh, there she is. Yeah, let's just do Natsuki now, I guess. Just do Yuri later. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Wow, we don't really see that art much of her, do we? Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. But that's about it. Yeah, I told you they weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I won't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not.
I did not.
I just had to humor with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yeah, Natsuki's cute for that. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. It just meant, Yuri chairs off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing himself to me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for awe. She legit looks so sweet there, I have to say. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate brief, the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Yep. That was the same. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But took you a long time to read. The first time, it definitely did. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. This is our first time sharing. I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story is about a ghost at all, Elk. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in a last remaining place of comfort, usable. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm having such a reading bump. I don't know. Unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Elk. Me too. That is cute. Okay, phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stress than I anticipated. It's as if everyone... I do not like that. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrow furrows in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. Eh? I mean, you mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Elk did too. So based on that, I gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Elk liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Elk appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? How do you... Oh god. And how you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Oh jeez, it's kind of fitting that these two are fighting now because, you know, we did have our moments with both of these now. Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Elk started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Wait, they both... Wow. Taking out your own insecurity... Oh. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that, you really act as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Oh god, edgy? Sorry, that's my lifestyle. It's too much for someone with mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Jeez, this music. Most people learn to get over themselves if they graduate middle school, you know. Jesus. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. Do you think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Wow, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You really do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Freaking saw you stop this. What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Elk hear everything you really think. I'm sure it'll be a head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns toward me, as if she just noticed I was standing there. Elk, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get... It's not... Whoa! Oh god. Oh, why do I have to choose this? This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I don't like this. Oh, do I agree with Natsuki? You're like Natsuki. Oh, Yuri? I cannot. It's just getting bigger. It's just getting bigger. Monica? Hi? Hello? Hey Elk. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Oh. Oh boy! Okay. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once you're done yelling. Haha. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh god, girl, you're crying. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did. Elk, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Oh, the fact that Monica says completely right after that doesn't help. It sounds so sinister. Jeez. Anyway, the meeting's over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It's kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Elk. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I really appreciate... Oh, what the... Access denied? Yeah, okay. Okay, game.